go, round one. Who's going to land the first big shot? He parries that right jab away. Hook misses. Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything, can break a man or make a man.
It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
The right hook can't miss. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They block the left there. Beautiful counter punch. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
This fighter's always on their toes, trying to get their opponent rattled, get them off kilter, get them out of their rhythm.
Do not give an outside fighter time to think. You've got to make the fighter panic. You've got to rush the fighter into doing things they don't normally do.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Beautiful counter shot. Counter punch. And he scores with the counter. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Punching. Nice counter. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. The bell rings and we start the third. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
They both want the knockout. Beautiful counter shot. Unlucky to miss with that jab. If you like defense, you're going to love this fighter. Excellent defense. They stay on the outside. They use their jab efficiently, and they don't take damage.
This is what makes outside fighters so good. Their footwork is second to none. It's as fast as their hands.
Pretty close fight here in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Catch and shoot. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. That right hook won't score. Lomachenko is buzzed. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close. And there's the bell to start round 4. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. Beautiful counter shot. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think them. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket them.
Both trying for a knockout. There's a counter shot. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
You know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, bro, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
All right. Only one round that you lost. Don't worry about it.
Listen, great work. Stay focused. Don't let him back into the fight.
Bring him back in. We're better than that, kid.
On to the 5th we go. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. You know, with lightweights, these guys are going to be lightning quick.
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Perfectly matched. skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
That jab was blocked. When you watch lightweights, you expect high-level footwork and hand speed, and that's what we're getting here this afternoon. Beautiful counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears.
Listen, he's smart when you go like that.
Let's start the sixth. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
They blocked the left there. Well done with that counter shot. Well, you know, in this division, you got to have speed and you got to have footwork, or you're going to be a cooked goose.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
That counter punch caught him clean. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Tried to score with a jab. Well done with that counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. He threw a punch and just got countered. That counter shot lands. Insane action. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Here comes round 7. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
It's not always about who hits harder. In this division, ring IQ can go a long way.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Good counter punching. Ooh, Camacho is in trouble. That was the end, but here we go again. Back into the fire.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Not a lot of defense here at all. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. That was almost a 10-8.
Don't change too much.
And we enter the 8th round. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. He blocks the right hook. They block the left. Hold that thought! Lomachenko in trouble. Down goes Lomachenko. And you can see here his face basically melts into his glove, and down he goes.
I need to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4. And you're good.
At some point, the corner may have to intervene here because this fighter won't stay down.
He's got to waste time. Step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points to lose in a round.
Looks like he's leading halfway through this round. Camacho goes down. What a blow to the head there. Let's see it again on instant replay.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
So they're back on their feet, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
He's up, but for how long? Look at him. On the heels.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Both men getting off the canvas in that incredible round.
Sometimes you talk about drawing first blood. What does that tell you?
Get out there, switch on, and get your boxing back together.
Great round, great round. Now relax, relax.
Just boxing, just be smart. Just get your shots off and don't
Start sticking a few body shots in there. Vary it up a little bit so he can't figure.
Listen, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that round. Don't worry about that round. Let's just get out there and let's reset. Forget about the round. It was a bad round, but we don't care.
He's hurt, he's ready to go, but you've got to be smart, otherwise he'll see it.
Get your mind back on the job. That was a god-awful round, that was.
Just the same again. Don't change too much yet. Keep doing what you're doing. Adapt to the pitch.
Much better. He's not even in your league.
Let's see how much fatigue we see here in round 9. Who do you think's got more in the tank, Johnny, as both fighters went to the canvas last round?
That is showing the fitness, that is showing the stamina, that is showing the hard work done in the gym. If you can get knocked down and get back up and knock your opponent down, they've got it.
Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Which fighter will say no mas? We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
They blocked the left there. Good counter punch. That jab won't score. Good counter punching. Throwing the hook, but it doesn't score. That counter shot lands. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but and here comes the 10th round. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's a counter shot. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Well done with that counter shot. They blocked the left there. Nice counter punch right up the middle. You'd like to see more jabs. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It could all come down to who's in better shape.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Good counter punch. He misses with that straight left. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Loma in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell. Here we go in the championship rounds, round 11. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Beautiful counter shot. Nice defense with that jab. Both men step back for just a moment. Here we go with these two lightning-quick lightweights.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
Jab misses. That jab doesn't find a home. Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
And Hector Camacho couldn't take any more. One punch did the trick. Let's see it again in slow motion.
That's lights out right there.
Let's talk about Hector Camacho in that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round for... Who thought we would have made it to 12? They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
Threw the left uppercut, but it misses. Good-looking hook, but it was blocked. Nope, that hook won't score. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Good counter punch. A perfect counter lands. Incredible work rate. Uh-oh, Lomachenko just got rocked. Disaster averted.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. No surprise as we get a unanimous decision there.
What a